Hey guys, before the start of the episode, I just want to let you know that if you're looking for high fashion, comfortable, and affordable menswear, Peter Miller is the best website for you to shop on right now. If you shop on Peter Miller, and if you shop over $200 and or $300, there's gonna be a complimentary shipping and complimentary 2-day shipping respectively. So go check them out now if you're looking to buy some new clothes. Come on, guys. Click the link in bio right now to check them out. Okay, let's roll the clip. Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman Discourse. Gentleman Discourse, episode 10.
Episode 10.
I just didn't. Yeah, episode 10.
That's 10 already. Wow.
That's 10 already. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just did an episode this morning. Just did an interview this morning. That's why I got it mixed up. But this is Gentleman's Discourse.
It's
welcome. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, man? How are you doing, man?
Busy. School just started. Every day is busy. I mean, yeah, this is just... I just got off class like an hour ago, had lunch, and then just immediately went to like just record and, afterwards.
Isn't the first week always the chillest? Like, there's nothing to do?
I mean, if you want to get ahead, then yes.
Oh yeah. Oh right. That's not me, bro. That's not me.
Like if you want to stay ahead, because I usually like staying ahead.
Right.
So for example, when the teachers in the week 1 material, I usually like to already be in week 2 or week 3. That's how I like to proceed with the courses.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I kind of skipped the lectures. I mean, because like first week or introductory, they talk about the syllabus and shit like that. So I took the time to read the required readings and did like the first assignments for each class. Then I'm like ahead now, kind of.
That's nice. That's nice.
Oh, speaking of school, time to school you guys with the weekly fun fact.
Air horn.
So actually, this is I wouldn't say this is a fun fact, but it's like a fun perspective. Because this morning I was reading about the Enlightenment period and the Renaissance era, right? And then they were like, one of the biggest aspect that allowed Renaissance to happen is the invention of glasses. Like you wear glasses, right? Because it allows more people to go past their like visual age.
I see.
And then to actually read shit, therefore learning and writing and reading and shit. And I was like, oh damn, I never thought of it like that. Glasses. I'm blind as hell, man. I can't see without my glasses. Yeah, it's 600 both eyes.
Can't relate.
600 both eyes. But today I want to talk about this little tiny aspect in life that I don't think anyone can live without having experienced it at least once.
Yep.
And it is conflict.
I see.
It is conflict because let me start by asking, are you a conflict type of guy? Are you the one that avoid, or are you the one that engage?
Do I actively seek conflict?
No, not. Let's say someone came up to you. Normally speaking, would you like try everything to avoid it, or would you like
suddenly just square up?
Yeah, would you like square up?
Nah. I'm pretty chill. I mean, rarely do people ever do things to me that I actually need to, actively tell myself to say like, okay, calm down. I rarely get like triggered in a sense. So it's not like I dismiss them. It's just because I don't really, face a lot of these confrontational people, I guess.
Because as I said, I just mentioned it, right? I was on the Watch forum, right?
And you were on a Watch forum.
The Watch You Seek forum, and then as much as I try not to engage with them. And I think one way to actually so-called fight against haters is to, turn their negative comments into something positive. Like you actually make fun with them.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
let's say they make fun of you, and then you be like, yeah, you poke fun at yourself. So but
Uh-huh.
like deep down I was like, this motherfucker.
I mean, yeah.
Super, right? Super unnecessary.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I usually like don't take part on a lot of stuff online, because I rarely engage in conversations online because I know it's never gonna end well.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
like keyboard warriors, you can't beat them, and then you eventually just join in, and which is, I think it's a waste of time. So that's why I usually avoid these stuff. Even if I see something really, really controversial, like I had several times where I saw something on, I think it was a YouTube comment or something. I was actually quite quite pissed about it, and I was like that close to posting my reply, and I always held back at the last second and say like, okay, you know what, it's not worth it. I should just
Okay, you
yeah,
take the high ground.
switch off and just continue with my day because I got better things to do, right?
What if someone talks shit about someone someone that's your friend though? What if
I
it's
mean,
your
what
friend?
do you mean, like talk shit face to face? Because people
Yeah,
don't.
face
I
to
don't think
face,
people
face
have
to
the
face.
guts to talk shit face to face these days. Like, if you talk shit face to face, I probably respect that. Like, damn, bro. Okay.
I mean,
Because usually people
no, I'd
just
say
do it
still
like anonymously, right? It's
no.
either
I
behind their backs and like shit.
no. I'd say in my life I've had fair share of
So people
people
actually
just
come up
straight
to
up,
you and say like, "Yo, Ryan, you shit," like that.
or like just me. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of people nowadays don't really pick a fight, like pick a direct fight, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They come up to you, maybe around you, and they start throwing shade, like
yeah.
pick an indirect fight. And let's say
Uh-huh,
you
uh-huh.
somehow cannot contain yourself, and you burst at them, and they be like, oh, I wasn't talking about you, man, you were just blah blah
You were
blah.
stripping, right?
Yeah, you were tripping. So that's a lot, but still this is like doing it face to face, not online. So
I probably
what
would just dismiss it because if their intention is to get a response out of you by baiting you into and something, by playing a part of it, you technically satisfy their needs and you're just giving them attention. So I probably wouldn't do that if I were in that place. But who knows? I might snap. But I mean, at least now that I'm thinking logically of it, I would say that I do not advise doing that. So like, an advice to myself in a sense.
do you like, okay, so because you mentioned like you were this close to posting a comment one
Yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
online, was like, so what's your like, what what aspect or what topic is powerful enough to provoke you into
Oh, it's just someone saying some really ignorant stuff. And sometimes people online, they for example, I remember it was a normal video on, I think it was a movie review or some stuff. And then this guy he posted something. Okay, it wasn't super random, but it was like how you can bring like politics into everything.
oh
And
yeah,
so this
facts.
guy sort of did that and just brought politics out of nowhere. But then his argument is so weak and so flawed. Like, it was just asking me to,
Oh, okay,
like, and I had this urge to say like, maybe I should reply and tell that guy no. But then after I typed my response, which was like what 100 words, I was like super heated.
Oh,
Right? I was like typing away. Then when I look at my response, I was like, okay, first of all, what am I doing? Right? I just wasted like 5 minutes of my time. responding to this one guy who I never know, who I don't even know, probably has zero influence over my life, right? And in doing that, I'm just, sort of surrendering myself to my impulsive, like, these kind of responses where, so I was like, okay,
right.
maybe that's not the best thing to do. And I'll just, and I just, backspace, Control A, delete, and just switch off the video. And it makes me feel a lot better because I know, like, oh, maybe I would have felt a lot more shittier, or my day would have been ruined if I just actually started arguing with this guy online,
Right, you're right. Because I think another thing I agree with you is that I think ignorance from someone else's comment is the number one thing that
you sometimes just want to school them.
You just want to school them. Like,
you just want to school them so bad.
One time I was actually it's recently, and I'm sorry if you are listening to this episode. I love you. It's just my friend.
Shit.
I love you. But this is I have to talk about this. I'm not gonna say their names.
Here we go.
So we were watching a movie.
Shades.
We were watching a movie. No, I'm not throwing shade. I'm like, it's them. If they know it's them. We were watching a movie. It's called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. So it's a really abstract movie, but it's a really well made movie. You really need to think and focus on details in order to actually know the answer to that movie. Right. And I personally love movie like these because it's not just popcorn action movie. It actually made you think.
Yep.
And at the end of the movie, I mean, obviously, this person has not been focusing at all because she found it boring. And I was like, okay, yeah, these kind of movie is not for everyone. It's cool. And then as soon as the movie ended, that person was like, ugh, this movie is so stupid. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, like you can dislike the movie. You can say, I don't like this movie. It's not my thing. But you can't just, blatantly say, oh, this movie is so stupid, man. I don't even know what it's talking about. First of all, you weren't even paying attention. Second of all, have you ever just paid the effort to understand a movie? And that just...
No, you're just spilling tea right now, huh?
Just didn't sit well with me. And the whole night...
How did you continue the conversation? Did you just dismiss it, or you actually, because in my position, if I was in your position, I'd probably ask oh, why do you think it's stupid? Like, what part of it? Because I would be really curious rather than getting bitch, what,
Instead of asking a question, so that person was like, oh, this movie is so stupid, blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh, I don't think it's stupid at all. I just think and I was like, I don't understand it either, but I think I just missed a lot of details that I have to watch it again. And then that person was like,
I would have engaged it quite differently. I would have asked her why, because
I mean, yeah, she kind of said why,
no, I would have actually liked to talk with someone.
Okay,
yeah, because I really like doing that. Because whenever I find someone who, or whenever I know someone who on a certain matter disagrees with me, my first response is to understand why, understand their reasoning, because I wouldn't get offended. For example, if I showed, for example, in your case, right? Did you show her the movie? Did you introduce her to the movie?
There's actually 3 of us, so let's say friend A and friend B. Friend A said, "Let's watch the movie," and then friend so friend
you
B
guys
and
just
I was like, "Okay,
sure, let's go."
Yeah, sure, let's watch the movie. No one knows what this movie is about.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Let's say, for example, I introduce a movie to you, right? And it's like, yo, bro, let's watch this movie. This movie's super good. Right, you're gonna love it, and then at the end you're like, this movie's kind of stupid. I wouldn't be offended. I would probably be like, oh really? Why? Tell me about it. I really want to know, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
So that's how I would have approached it.
I'm not pissed because I find the movie good and she find the movie stupid. I'm
you're pissed because she wasn't paying attention.
And yeah, she didn't like even pay the effort
Uh,
to understand and just immediately be like, ah, this movie is stupid, man. The fuck, like, right? It's the like kind of the attitude.
all right. So how she handles things.
Yeah, kind of. Because friend A and I, we were like, wow, we don't know, we don't understand shit, but we both agreed that there are a lot of tiny details that we missed that could have helped us
Yeah, I
understand the movie.
think that thing is quite triggering as well.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
that you
yeah,
say
yeah.
it, because I've met I've met a lot of people who don't know anything at all, but they talk as if
Wait, what do
they
you
know
mean? What do you
everything.
mean? What do you mean? Like
So for
examples? Do you know
example,
example?
um, I'm not gonna point names, but so I met this one. So this one person basically, sort of gave me a piece of advice on, let's say for example on like diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously this advice is pretty
General.
common general advice. You know,
Uh,
everyone knows about it, but he sort of escalated um, into sort of like a how do I say, like a golden principle, like a golden rule, like yo, you must do this or else you're gonna, get sick or whatever. And then I ask him, okay, so what's the scientific proof? Do you have any proof that this diet that you claim is the golden standard is actually healthy, right? So let's talk about
mm-hmm.
anatomy, right? Let's talk about the
Physiological
the
facts.
compositions of our body, like how we take in protein, how we digest fats, those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
engaged in that side of conversation, and that person was just like, no, this is just right, because someone
No.
said that. And I'm just there like, so you want to recommend me something, right? And when I challenge that thought with actually, facts, scientific stuff, and I ask you how this diet incorporates in like different mechanisms, right? And you can't answer anything. And your only response to me is because some so-called authority figure sort of mentioned it somewhere else. And you just sort of, and the worst part of it is where that person tries to shut me up, saying that I don't know anything. These are
Right.
the worst kind of people. And I usually
Sounds
just
like, yeah.
end it right there and just oh yeah, okay, fine, yeah, I guess you're right. I just like, because
Yeah, yeah.
even if you just like, even if you just school them with all the knowledge you have, they're still going to be ignorant about it because they refuse to accept anything but their
Right,
own
right,
opinion,
right.
right? So why bother? But it really pisses me off when I deal with these kind of people.
Yeah, sounds like a fight with my parents.
Yeah, I mean,
So
hey, not throwing shades, but like it happens a
no,
lot with older
I'm
generation
sure,
of people,
no,
bro.
I'm sure everyone had like experienced something with their parents, and their parents experienced something with their parents. It's like a thing. It's just everyone has
I
to go
mean,
through
I
that.
think it's more common for our Asian households. I'm not I'm not generalizing,
Maybe,
but at least I can draw a lot of common cases with my friends. Everyone sort of has the same theme. Because
maybe.
yeah, my parents really like saying that. Oh, I've lived longer than you. They like bringing that onto the table, and I'm like, and my response is always like, okay, yes, you probably have experienced longer, like your lifespan or your life experience is more like diverse. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
deny that, but my life is different from your life. You can't exactly copy paste your experience and say that, oh, it's valid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
life experience is subjective.
yeah. Just because they're superior, so called, but it doesn't mean they
Yeah,
know everything
right.
about your life.
And my take is that experience sometimes, or like if you just purely measure the experience based on time, it's not really a valid measurement. Because
Yeah.
I really like this. I don't know where I heard it from, but there's a saying like, you could work on one thing for 10 years, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you could be like ignorant about it and make the same mistakes for 10 years, that doesn't make you any better, right? Just because you've done something repetitively doesn't automatically give you, sort of some sort of authority on that certain issue. And it's even worse when some people use their influence to sort of preach stuff outside of their specialty. And that's even more triggering for me, because it's that, let's say you worked in a certain field for 10 years. Even if, like I said, even if you're pretty ignorant about it, you're still experienced in that field. But sometimes you see people schooling others on other matters that they don't even participate in. So for example, okay, this is gonna get really controversial, but a lot of celebrities and like other stuff using their own platform to get like whatever message they want to broadcast out, and sometimes it's just like it leaves a sour taste in my mouth every time I see it.
Yeah. Facts. That's
but
facts.
But I wouldn't go like comment, oh, you shouldn't do this, blah blah blah. Like, I hate you, I'm gonna unfollow you, because
But here's the thing. Another thing that kind of grinds my gear is that, let's say, I don't know, is that how easily it is to turn a discussion into an argument.
Yeah. So
like it's so easy.
People.
No, it's not even illogical. It's just like, maybe let's say you are both really logical. You're both like trying to understand each other's point of view. But let's say one of your like ego decided to get in the way, and now you're like, oh,
you're offended.
Yeah, you're offended,
you're
and
triggered.
Then you have to justify like your thing in a more aggressive manner, and then that kind of snowball into an argument instead of a discussion. And this happens to me a lot, because once again in Vancouver, a lot of people would just kind of like force you into a political discussion all
They're
the
really
time.
liberal about it.
And I'm not against it. Like, I love talking about these stuff, because I feel like these topics, like so-called sensitive topics, needs to be discussed openly, so we can understand each other, right? But then it's just, maybe sometimes it's my ego, maybe sometimes it's my friend's ego, and then it just turned into an argument, and then just ended awkwardly.
I mean, I always have this feeling that people with these sort of, because you see the same kind of people in Hong Kong as well. They're really political, really loud people. This crowd, I honestly don't feel like they're looking for conversation. I feel like they're looking for a fight.
Yes.
Yes. I honestly do not feel like they want to engage in any intellectual conversation. All they want to do is find someone, shout their slogan, sort of like, when you do like boxing, you sort of throw these like test jabs, right? So see if they dodge left or dodge right. So let's see, if I throw a jab and you see them dodge left, I'm gonna feint that left and I'm gonna come with another hook, right? That's how they do. So they sort of put their agenda out to feint a jab and see what your response is. So if you're on the same side, if you're like, so if your response is something similar, they probably leave you alone and go on, right? Or you guys can join together and do like a echo chamber or whatever, right? But once they detect something that's slightly different, or something that's, I don't want to even say different, like any hint of opposition, so like any hint of disagreement that they sense, hell breaks loose. Like immediately it turns into a like, oh, so you don't care about this? Oh, so you don't think this? It always gets to that. Oh, so you support this? And I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, they just like to take things out of context and
So for example,
their argument.
right? Someone asked me, do you like apples or oranges? And I say, yeah, I think oranges are quite nice, but I like apples too, but I think oranges are nice too. And immediately, oh, so you like oranges better? I'm like, no,
Oh,
no,
so
no.
you hate apples now?
So you hate apples
Wait,
now?
So yeah.
Are you discriminating against apples?
Yeah.
Do you not
But
support the movement for apples? Do
do
you
you
not
not
consider the
support,
rights?
bro?
And then I'm
Doctors
just
are.
sitting there like, yo, what the hell, bro? Like, I
Here's the
thought you
thing.
were
Here's
just
the thing.
asking me a question, and then suddenly you're all like, it was as if you already have an response ready, sort of like, you know how
Yes,
like
yes.
guns are like already
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
chambered, right?
Yeah, loaded
So that
questions.
that's like a loaded question.
Yeah, but
And
here's
that's
the
really
thing. Here's the
scary.
thing. I think the major thing, like one of the major thing that fuse an argument is number one is ego. A second is just your pathological needs to feel good, to win, to prove them wrong, even though it's not even necessary to prove someone's wrong, right? Let's say
right.
apple and orange, right? You said, oh, I like apples but I love orange too. The conversation can stop there, but because
or it
because
could go into like why, right?
yeah, like you can keep discussing, oh, why would you like both, why do you like this more, blah blah blah. But sometimes people would just keep nailing something you said
Yeah.
like an hour ago.
Oh, here's
and-
a really identifiable phrase. So you're saying.
oh god, I hate that.
This is the red flag. If you see someone always starting with "so you're saying," and then they proceed and paraphrase your statement, this is the kind of people we're talking about.
I just
Right?
I hate it. I hate it.
Like, oh, so you're saying that?
So you're a homophobe now, huh? Because you said it's because you don't like rainbow.
Whoa!
What?
Chill out, chill out.
Whoa, chill out, dude. and like, see, obviously everyone have like their own desire to be liked. I say more or less you want to be liked because it's a good feeling.
But why do you think these people do that though? So besides their pathological need of feeling, like what? Like they want to win an argument?
Yes, I feel like it's really maybe part of it. Like some people actually, they came from a place where they are being oppressed and their point of view is being oppressed, and now they actually want to persuade you. Maybe they did it a little bit too aggressive, but
so you're
they
saying
want
like
actually
sort of like those pent up aggression, that stuff.
like I can see why, like it's a legit reason, like, that's a legit reason, but doesn't mean you need to fight someone. But then there are just people that likes to fight you because it's a rainy day, I like to fight someone. Right? But another thing is that as I said, like most people, I feel like all of us would like to be liked, and sometimes winning, it does feel good, right? So when would you say it's a good, let's say, indicator, let's say for yourself maybe, that you should engage or you should disengage?
What do you mean? Okay, my philosophy on whether winning a argument is important is actually not winning. So that's quite a huge difference that I would say, because
what's your definition?
whenever let's say, because we've had conversations where we've disagreed, right? And we didn't like end up fighting because we end up talking, like just bringing our points out and sort of have like an intellectual debate.
A debate, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's really rare nowadays. You can rarely do that with someone because
that's
personal
true.
emotions, ego, they all get in the way, right? But I think it also has some part to do with how you and I proceed these sort of debates. Because
how do you
my intention wasn't trying to win. I wasn't trying to convince you. I wasn't trying to school you. I wasn't trying to change your narrative or change your perspective. I was simply trying to understand your points and make sure my points
is understood as well.
Understood clearly. So I just want to understand, right? So the whole premise of engaging in that kind of conversation is that I want to know more. So whether at the end of the day, whether you change your opinion or I change my opinion, or we walk away both still believing in whatever we previously believed in, that is not losing at all. And even
Right.
if I end up convincing you, that is not winning. It's just me sort of like proving through, I don't want to say induction, but because you prove your theory against someone else, and when you guys prove each other's theories or ideas, they sort of get compared. So
Yeah.
I think the best case scenario is that at the end of the day, through our collective intelligence and through our act of engaging in a conversation, we end up with a theory that is better than what we previously had, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we take one part from me, right, one part from you, and then we mix them together and we engage in a conversation, right? So at the end of the day, we both walk away with something more, right? I mean, that's the best case scenario. It's win-win, right? So not only do you get to test your theory, because sometimes ideas,
Test your theories.
well, yeah,
Yes.
because ideas
Yeah,
in a
yeah, yeah.
vacuum are dangerous, because when you do not test your ideas or ideologies against anything else, it becomes dangerous, because
Yeah.
you automatically assume you're right, because it's no one's arguing with you. No, not argue. You have nothing else to sort of bounce back off.
Yeah.
So that becomes really dangerous, because you could get like self-involved, you could get really stuck up,
But what's that one like topic that makes you really like want to, let's say, engage in a conversation? Because let's say for me,
I don't know.
for myself, I'd say the topic of maybe movie, maybe cinematography gets me like maybe someone said something like
What, Woody Allen is shit?
like Woody Allen's is shit. I don't like. I hate Scorsese, and Tarantino is a cult leader. Tarantino promotes
Tarantino
violence.
makes bad movies.
Something like that. And then like I wouldn't
Pulp
be mad,
Fiction
but
is overrated.
But I want. First of all, I love Pulp Fiction. So if you say that, I will punch you in the mouth. I'm just joking. But like, if someone says stuff like that, I would want to know, first of all, why do you think Scorsese is a bad director? Why do you think Tarantino is actually promoting violence? And right. So I would bring myself. Even though I don't have.
Do you think there's a part of your ego in it?
I don't know, but I just love movies.
I sometimes observe myself, right? Sometimes when I really wanna, or when a certain topic gets me really riled up, it's a topic that I'm familiar with. So I see that there is part of like an ego in that, because I think I am educated in that particular subject, so I am more knowledgeable than you. Therefore, I want to argue with you. So I do see like an ego issue going on with myself, and it sort of makes me self-aware. So do you think there's like an ego issue? Like a bit of, I know movies more than you. I've watched a lot more.
Okay, part of it, yes. Let's say they said something about, let's say, people or actors, directors that I love, then yes, I engage because part of it's an ego issue. But sometimes, let's say, Avengers movie are like really popular, right? And then someone said something like that is not what the social norm is saying, then I'm interested in knowing, instead of actually like because of my ego, but I engage in a conversation or discussion or argument, whatever, because I really want to know, why did you say something like that? Like, where did you come from?
That comment wasn't as personal as, say, someone saying a negative comment about your favorite director, right? Yeah, because Avengers, I don't feel like unless you're like huge fan of the movie, then I guess someone saying that, Avengers is just a corporate film, it's bad, would trigger you. But you probably be like, why do you think Avengers is bad? because you're a
Yeah.
bit
Why
more
do you think it's
distant.
dangerous to that?
But if someone comes up to you like, yo, I think Tarantino is kind of trash, bro, and you're gonna, yo, what the hell?
Hey, yo, hey, chill, hey, tread lightly, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So there's like a relationship with the subject you are talking about, because if the subject is really close to you in a sense,
yeah. So
you get a lot
I guess,
more response when someone
Yes.
says something slightly controversial or against your opinion, right?
yeah. So I would say because I'm kind of asking a question like when to get involved, when not to get involved. I'd say
Yeah.
if you really want to get involved, make sure you
Mm-hmm.
know about that topic. Do
Oh,
not get
yeah.
involved just because you're mad, just because
Right.
they called you a dickhead out of
Right.
nowhere. Like, and before engaging, make sure you know what you're talking about.
But you
because
see a
do-
lot of people still engaging, just end up shouting, and
yeah,
screaming.
we're not talking about those people. Those people are okay. I mean, they can do their
Yeah.
thing, but we're talking about our audience, our intellectual audience.
No, intellectual audience. Hey, if you're still here, comment intellectual, right? 35-minute mark, by the way. Still here.
Another thing.
So, hey, shout out to you.
another important part about ego and about conflict and argument is the apology part.
Apology.
Because
let's say you
from
actually offend someone, or you actually said something hurtful,
and then I realized it. Okay, and I was like, oh
you
shit,
fucked up.
I should not have said that. And now let's say I say sorry. I was like, hey man, like I am really sorry about that. I said that. But here's the thing about apology though, right? It's not about how I say it, it's about how you receive it.
Right.
So let's say I'm super sincere, but your way of receiving apology is not that. Your way of receiving
fuck you.
apology, it's me getting chopped, my head being chopped off at a guillotine. That's your form of apology. Then you will never be satisfied, right?
Yeah, of course. If the recipient is never,
that's what scares me.
apology.
That's what scares me all the time, because I really want to amend things. I really think that I did something wrong, but because you, on the other hand, like it's not seeing like my sincerity and how honest I am with my feelings right now. Like when my apology is not being recognized.
When your apology is like not received and that person, is still an ass about it? Does it piss you off?
That doesn't piss me off, but it pisses me off if they use that next time we fight.
That's the worst kind of people, man.
Right, yeah. Let's say I said sorry, and then you're still mad, and okay, I understand because
and then
it's
the next
matter
time
at
is
hand.
like, oh,
and
remember that time?
Yeah, because first of all, they are not fully satisfied with how
flashbacks.
fully satisfied with how I apologized, and now they brought that back up. And actually,
that's such a low
controversially, I think that part of the important part of the apology, in order to make you satisfied, you have to tell me what I have to do to make you happy again, to actually right. But if you don't say anything, you have no right to bring that back up.
I mean, hey, they have the right to do anything,
I mean, no, like if you didn't tell me,
they can be an ass if they want to, right?
But I mean, okay, logically speaking, you can't.
You'd be surprised
do that.
how many people aren't thinking like that.
Yeah, but that's what scares me. Once again, that's why I said that's what scares me.
Yeah, that's what scares me as well, because we're being thrown into a society where people are just a bunch of kids. Like, if you can't, I honestly think that if you can't just get off your damn pedestal and accept an apology or whatever, right? If you just really, 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 really cannot just not bring up some past stuff,
Yeah,
Like honestly, that's really like sad because that's such a low blow to bring up something someone did in the past and just completely invalidate
yeah,
their argument. Or that's like the
yeah,
best case
yeah,
scenario. Worst case scenario, your whole personality or you as a person, you get like canceled. So that's cancel culture right there, right? So for whatever reason you did something remotely cancelable, then whatever you did, or let's say you did 10 things, right? One out of that 10 things, it's something that the Twitter people, or let's say the well, not Twitter people, or just majority, right? Because it at the end of the day, it's always a witch hunt, right?
yes, yes,
As long as you got enough people backing your witch hunt, it's valid, right? It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be justified. As long as you got an enough number of people. So me and my boys, right? If we get enough people, we just jump someone, right? The odds of the odds of that being a successful jump, it's larger than me jumping them myself, right? Speaking
yeah. It's just
figuratively speaking.
another thing is that let's say I'm mad at you right now, okay, because you did
Mm-hmm.
something, I don't know, and then I didn't say shit. But then I piled that thing. I write down a list of shit you did to upset me, and then one time I just unload everything on you.
Oh, on December of 2019, you
Right?
did this, and then on January of 2020, you did this again.
Yeah.
And later on March 15th, 3:30 p.m., you looked at your phone, but not me.
But
And it's like, wow.
okay, I got an interesting question. Let's say I actually did that, and when you did something that upset me, I didn't say anything. Do you think I still have? Do you think it's still right for me to bring that up in the future? But I never said shit before, so it's not like I'm bringing that up again, but I'm bringing it up all at once. Do you
I mean,
think?
if
Do
you
you think?
just okay, let's say this. Let's say I did something to you in the past. You were pissed about it. I apologize, but you never really got over it, right? But one day you came to me like, "Yo, man, like I've been holding on this for a while, but I really think that was not okay, and you sort of hurt me really bad." Those stuff. I mean, I would honestly sit down and listen to what you have to say because you were coming to me and expressing your things, right? I mean, that's I don't think that's wrong. But let's say we were arguing about something else, right? And then you introduce that previous thing in as a sort of like a trump card, like your secret weapon. Then that's kind of not nice, because what are you trying to do? If you really want to resolve the issue, right? You want to face your whatever you have going on. Let's say I abused you in the past, right? That sounds really bad, right? But let's say I was a bully and I bullied you in high school, but then after high school we sort of became friends, but you sort of never got over it, right? If you were to tell me and come up to me and say, "Yo, man, like I've been holding on this for years, I need to get this out," if you just do that, I think it's all right. I don't think it's wrong. But if you bring it up in like some other cases, then it's sort of like a low blow in a way, because you're not really you're not trying to solve that issue. You're just trying to use that thing to guilt trip the other person into letting you win the argument.
That is. Yeah, more people need to understand.
Because you're just using that as a leverage. You're not trying to resolve that thing. So I mean, this has to do with your own like EQ, I guess, how you manage your emotions. Because a healthy person would not hold on to these these things, because when you hold on to these negative emotions, you always want to resolve it, let go of it, face it as soon as possible. But if you're a toxic person, you love toxicity, so that's why you would hold on to it, because because the longer you hold on to these stuff, the more spiteful you become. But if you are that kind of person who just likes to sort of keep a record on everyone, then honestly, I don't know what to say.
Oh, it's just dumb, man. It's just like
But I think
logic.
there's one thing we can all do though, because we're
Yes.
always talking about other people, right? I think at the end of the day, you can't be responsible for what other people do, because people are gonna do what they always want to do. Haters gonna hate.
I'm just gonna hate.
Yeah, but there's something we can do, and it's one part of the philosophy that I like to practice a lot, is just to walk away. It's simple.
Yeah,
But
that's
effective.
like the golden rule to anything. If you can run, just run.
No, it's not even running, okay? Because you're not running. You're walking away. Running implies that, you're scared, you don't want to confront them. But I'm not saying that you should be avoiding confrontation. I'm saying that you should know when to walk away from confrontation. So, because there are good confrontations sometimes, right? Because confrontations allow you to know if you sort of messed up, because when someone confronts you about something, maybe that's something you actually did, right?
Right.
So then in that case, you should take responsibility and think about yourself, right? But if it's just someone doing it out of pure toxicity, then you don't need to run, as in like blocking the guy. You could just ignore him, simply not give him the satisfaction that they crave. So that's walking away, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
agree,
hard.
agree.
It's really, really hard. I mean,
It's really hard to walk away sometimes.
like,
but
I've
it's the
failed
best.
multiple times. It's really hard.
Trust me. I feel like I used to be I feel like I still am, but less, like sometimes really egotistical and about certain thing, and that's
Hey,
bad, man.
it takes a matured person to admit that they have ego issues, right?
Oh, thank you.
So,
But yes, I
That's
sometimes
bad,
I feel
right?
like, yeah, that's why I admit that it sometimes is really hard just to walk away from
Yeah,
a potential
it is.
argument.
It is really
low-key
hard.
It low-key, like, maybe it's because part of me is still like really toxic, but sometimes it just feels good to unload something onto someone like in an argument.
Yeah,
Like, let's say, right? It's just, but it's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
But it's bad.
yeah. Of course, it's bad. I mean, it's not bad.
No,
There's
it's
no,
bad
like,
when you
universal
start
judge saying
yelling.
that that's bad.
No, it's bad when you start
What
yelling,
doesn't-
because then your emotion took over.
Yeah. The way I
bad
see
when
it
you
is
start
just that's like a really embarrassing thing to do. It's sort of like losing control,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're not in control of yourself. I mean, if you're a kid, you can throw tantrums and people are gonna, oh. But when you're an adult and you still do the same thing, that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I
That's
don't feel
just-
like that's also really healthy for yourself as well.
Maybe once in a while when you're alone in the bedroom, throw tantrum, like just hit your bed a couple times, let that anger out, but don't let your anger out onto someone else. Be
You're right.
clear-headed.
Hey, don't
to
let them out
engage.
on your pets too. All right?
Yeah,
That's not
don't
cool.
fucking do that, man. That's
Don't-
not
don't
cool.
do
That's
that
not what
shit,
gentlemen.
alright?
That's not what gentlemen do. Okay. We let our anger out in a healthy way to an inanimate object. Okay.
Or
Yell
you
it to
can
a-
manage it. But when you can't
Yeah,
manage
manage
it,
it.
feel free, punch
Let
a
it out.
wall, shout into a
punch your
pillow,
mattress.
whatever. Go,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
sign up for a Muay Thai class or Jiu-Jitsu class.
Yeah,
Punch some
exactly.
shit.
Punch the punching bag, right? And
Right,
be
punch a punching
level-headed. be level-headed when you're trying to engage in a conversation with someone. Let's say discuss something. Do not lose control and blunder into an argument where both parties
Yeah, when
just
you
get
see
hurt.
yourself losing control, there's always walk away, calm down, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
breathe in, breathe out, like
Breathing exercise, guys.
Yeah,
But
breathing
yes,
exercise.
so time is almost up, guys,
Yep.
and this is a really interesting topic that we touch on.
Yeah.
Like I started out, I was like kind of doubting this topic will not lead us anywhere, but this ended up to be like one of the most, like, I'd say compact and full episode, if you know what I mean, in my opinion. I felt
sure.
that. And it's really important to address how you actually have to get around conflicts, how to get involved. I mean, not how to get involved.
Everyone's gonna
how to not
eventually have some
be in
conflicts
some
in
of
their
the
life, be in this sort of
situations.
situation. Yeah.
So once again, thank you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for staying with us. Make sure, we hit the 50-minute mark. So
Hey.
make sure to comment 50 if you're here with us. 50.
50
And
squad, where you at?
50 squad. So make sure to go check out our TikTok, The Gentleman Pursues TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Follow us
Socials.
on Instagram, Facebook,
Everything.
Twitter, everything. Oh, this coming Sunday, this episode is going to be with a gentleman that is a huge Brigade Watch fan, and I did an interview with him today. Really lovely. So stay tuned for that episode on Sunday. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.